Hi guys, welcome back. Happy Monday. So, Virginia Giuffre, the woman who publicly accused convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and Prince Andrew of sexual abuse, well, she died by suicide. She was the most well known of Epstein's victims. Jeffrey was a disgusting, convicted pedo. Just a few weeks ago, Virginia made headlines saying that she had 4 days to live after getting hit by a bus. First responders found her unresponsive at her home. The police are still looking into it, but they are saying early on that it doesn't look suspicious. What? Major crimes detectives are handling the investigation. Virginia's family said this in a statement. It is with utterly broken hearts that we announce that Virginia passed away last night at her farm in Western Australia. She lost her life to suicide after being a lifelong victim of sexual abuse and sex trafficking. She was the light that lifted so many survivors. Despite all the adversity she faced in her life, she shone so bright. She will be missed beyond measure. The light of her life were her children, Christian, Noah, and Emily. It was when she held her newborn daughter in her arms that Virginia realized she had to fight back against those who had abused her and so many others. She was heroic and will always be remembered for her incredible courage and loving spirit. We know that she is with the angels. In the end, the toll of abuse is so heavy that it became so unbearable for Virginia to handle its weight. And in case you didn't know, Virginia took legal action against Jeffrey Epstein in 2015, alleging that she was sex trafficked at 16 years old after his ex-lover and convicted Madame Ghislaine Maxwell recruited her from her job as a locker room attendant at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort. Virginia said she was forced to have sex with Prince Andrew 3 times when she was 17, including at Epstein's Little St. James Island in New Mexico and in Ghislaine Maxwell's London home, where a notorious photo of her posing with King Charles's brother, Prince Andrew, was taken. Prince Andrew has long denied the allegations, but guess what? He settled out of court with Virginia for $12 million in 2022. And guess what else? Queen Elizabeth stripped Prince Andrew of his royal and military titles, including His Royal Highness, in 2022 after a judge rejected Prince Andrew's attempt to dismiss Virginia's lawsuit. So here's a little background on Virginia. When she was a kid, she was abused by a family member, and it really messed her up. She ended up living on the streets as a teenager, and in the last few years, she had been living in Australia with her young family. Just last month, she made headlines after posting a photo of her face all bruised up on social media. She said she got hit by a bus and claimed she only had 4 days to live. She wrote in the caption, "This has been the worst start to a new year. I'm ready to go, just not until I see my babies one last time. But you know what they say about wishes." Doesn't this sound suspicious? So she wrote a pre-suicidal letter 4 weeks before she did it and publicized it. It doesn't make sense. Whoever made this post, whoever posted this post under her account, this was all for paper trail. This doesn't make sense. She said she was not suicidal, but all of a sudden in this post, she was ready to go. And you know what they say about wishes? We'll get to that. Virginia said she went through years of physical abuse from her husband, Robert Giuffre, They had been married for 22 years, but recently split up. And Robert actually broke a restraining order Virginia had taken out against him at their home. FYI, one of Virginia's biggest claims was that she saw former President Bill Clinton on Jeffrey Epstein's island in the Caribbean twice. As you know, Jeffrey Epstein died by suicide in his Manhattan jail cell in 2019 while awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. And Ghislaine Maxwell was sentenced to 20 years in prison on federal sex trafficking charges in 2022. Her release is currently set for July 17, 2037, just before she turns 76. A bunch of demons. You know what's crazy? Jeffrey Epstein supposedly died by suicide, and now his victim, Virginia, supposedly died the same way. Come on. A lot of times, victims survive and finally get on the right track, trying to heal. Then, somewhere down the line, they meet someone who seems so kind, so understanding of their trauma, and they trust them. But what they don't know is that person was actually put into their life on purpose to keep the abuse going and to keep tabs on them. It could be a friend, a boyfriend, or even a husband. These victims are super cautious for years after the abuse. And then when they finally let someone in, it turns out they've been infiltrated all over again. It's like there's no real escape from these monsters. And even if you shut the world out and move to the other side of the planet, with the tech they have now, they can still track you somehow. It's just so freaking sad. Virginia said she was not feeling suicidal, and now they are saying she died by suicide. Something about it doesn't add up. She had 3 young kids she left behind. She had 3 young kids she was living for. It just doesn't make sense. Honestly, that abusive husband of hers needs to be investigated too. He needs to be investigated. Because that post that she made about she is ready to go, and you know what they say about what you wish for, it doesn't make sense. I don't believe she posted that. I believe someone posted that under her account. So when the time comes, when they do what they do, they could go back to that post and say, see, she was suicidal. Oh my gosh. This is so sad. This is so sad. And one thing about these people, when you go against them and you win, whether you win or not, oh yeah, they still not done with you. And the fact that you expose them, yeah, they are patient. They will wait for the right time to, take you out of here. They don't forget anything. They will wait patiently for that time. So, yeah, it's just sad with all the stuff she's been through. Yet they just could not just let her enjoy the rest of her life for her kids. These people are monsters. Demonic, satanic losers. That is all, you guys. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you like. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.